Hi, I'm Beth Coleman. I'm a professor at MIT, and I'm working on virtual worlds.
Excellent. Beth, what excites you about current metaverse technology?
What excites me is that people are talking to each other in real time and navigating synthetic space together. Really, not since the telephone have we had a new technology that puts us in the same time and place. And that, I think, is big. Because people ask me, well, how does it add any value to something like Facebook or IM or even cell phones? Because cell phones do the same kind of thing of same time, if not same place. And I'm not exactly sure how the graphical layer, having avatars, having figures that move around in space and can do things in the synthetic space, why that makes a difference. But instinctively, I think it does make a difference. So part of what I've been doing is looking at, well, what's the lab research, what's the utility being designed by companies, but also, in some ways, most importantly, what are the users doing? How are they making it their own? How are they customizing, modifying, and really making these spaces, even at this early stage where it's kind of like, you know, awkward and dorky and all that, how they're making it work. So that's the nice part for me.
Wonderful. So what concerns you about current metaverse technology?
I actually am a fan of the interoperable. I actually think that I feel claustrophobic if I build something, whether it's an avatar or a structure or some kind of project on one platform, and because that platform is closed and it's proprietary in multiple ways, that even if I wanted to, I can't export and import. Like, I can bring in GIFs, I can bring in QuickTime, so that's not an issue. But one of the reasons I can bring them into something like Second Life is because they've become standards of use. So I feel like the standards that we've become accustomed to, HTTP, HTML, JPEGs, MP3s, QuickTimes, they seem to work okay. So I just feel like that would be a nice thing to extend the option. That said, I understand that it's complicated, and Mitch Kapoor said today that it might be unwise to apply theoretical standards about an industry or about a practice or a platform too early. And that makes some sense, because it's not as if we're just fitting things to Second Life, or we're just fitting things to Habbo Hotel or Meta Place when Raf unveils it finally, or at 5 o'clock today. So I'd like to be able to have control as a user of my information. I'd like to be able to circulate it as I see fit, because that makes the idea of collaboration actual and more rich. But I'm also willing to kind of play with what's existing at the moment.
Excellent. So, what will be the most surprising impact of metaverse technology on society within the next decade?
What will be the most significant impact, surprising impact of the technology? People will continue to get to know each other better. One of the things that video has done is it's opened things up. When I used to just send emails to people and they're in another country, there's so much that you can get off of text-based exchange, because we're sensitive animals. Like, we read each other in very delicate ways, even if somebody else is speaking English, which is a foreign language for them. So that already works. But once you add video, where you get the message, you get the sound, but you get the image, you get a sense of the texture of somebody's life, it really changes things. And the funny thing about synthetic spaces is you don't get an actual image, you don't really get a picture of what their daily life is. So I suppose the change there will be, what can people create together? Since you're not getting their life and they're not really getting yours, but what you're getting is what you can make together. That's a question I should really think about some more. What will be the most surprising thing?
Well, you can. I'm going to put these videos up, and you can see a bunch of other people that they thought maybe that can further ignite your own thought process. metaverses.
Yeah.
What barriers will metaverse technology never overcome?
It will never replace face-to-face contact. It won't. It doesn't matter how perfect the simulation is. There are a lot of things that we get from meeting each other face-to-face, and that contact is critical. So I think if we approach this as not trying to replace face-to-face, but understand the synthetic spaces, the virtual world, as really valuable places of communication and exchange, but they're supplementary in the same way that your cell phone is, your landline is, your email is. Do you think, oh yes, I have email, so I'm never going to see my children anymore? No, that's crazy. So as long as we're not trying to design a replacement, we'll do better in terms of designing for what the needs are.